Welcome back. This week in Missouri Politics Midweek Update. You thought I was messing with you, right? You thought I was probably just jerking your chain. No, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, Andrew Bailey, thank you so much for making the time.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
You got a couple things going on today, huh?
It's a big day in Missouri.
So how you feel?
Feel good, feel confident. Look, 18 months on the job fighting and winning for Missourians. People have seen that. We've notched some huge wins between removing Kim Gardner, the Soros-backed prosecutor in the city of St. Louis, to forcing Biden to build Trump's border wall, increasing criminal prosecution statewide by 133%. People see the results that we put on the field. I'm the hometown kid with a winning record.
So you wake up today. What do you do on election day? I assume first thing you turn over and tell the wife, one more day, honey. I'll be home tomorrow.
That's right.
Then this week we'll get some time to not have to live this life.
Yeah. Got the kids up this morning, made some breakfast, and I made cinnamon rolls, which is like their favorite. And then we loaded up in the car, drove down to the Rhineland Volunteer Fire Department, and cast our votes. It was cool. Like some of our neighbors were there, and they were excited to see us, and seeing friends at the polling place, and
Rhineland.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, good day. Let my kids kind of observe the democratic process and watch my wife and I vote, and getting to do that as a family was cool.
I mean, that's something that throughout your career you've never actually went in and cast and seen your name on a ballot. That's going to be kind of cool.
It is. It's a humbling privilege. I mean, I've been getting texts and calls all day from people from St. Joe, from Springfield, from Kennett, Missouri, from St. Louis, from Hannibal, Mid-Missouri, all over the state, reaching out, excited to cast a ballot for me. It's humbling, to have folks that are supporting you, and then there are hundreds of thousands of people that are going to cast a ballot and vote for Andrew Bailey that I've never even met, and it truly is humbling.
So, do the kids, are they old enough to know kind of? I assume they know Dad's a politician now, but do they understand today's the day and the significance of it?
I think they kind of understand it. The wife and I have kind of shielded them a little bit just because there's so much negativity around some of these races, and so we've had to shield them a little bit from that.
Do that. Like my son, it was fun. I told the story yesterday. We're at the Cole County Fair walking around talking about the riots, and we're talking about SummerSlam that we watched the next day. And he goes, "Dad, do you know Bob Onder?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how did you know Bob Onder?" But the only news he gets is from his dad talking or YouTube.
Yeah.
And so he goes, I seen where Bob Onder was President Trump's worst nightmare, and then I seen where President Trump supports him. And I'm like, you're 8. How do you know this?
Yeah.
But I mean, that YouTube
they know.
saturation. It's got to be hard to shield the kids if they're out saying their dad's awful.
Yeah, that's tough. We spent a lot of time. We've tried to get off the TV as much as we can over the past 90 days, just to spend more time outside throwing the football and baseball and having fun outside, grilling out and doing stuff with them, so they're shielded from that. But yeah, I mean, look, they're proud of the work that I've done. They're proud to have been a part of it, and couldn't do it without my family.
I have to give a hat tip. There's a little bit of recruiting going on. So, as you know, Gussie likes Moon Choi. So my buddy Ryan DeBoof sent me this pullover for Gussie. It is a Missouri State. Ryan, I respect a great deal the move there. That is top notch. I will give it to Gussie. He's got a little bit of time to make his decision, but the hoodie does not go unnoticed. We will definitely keep Missouri State in the recruiting trip when we get there. But keep in mind he's only 8. But this is a solid play, Ryan. I major respect. Big Stein of knowledge tip to you. Way to go. But you're a Mizzou guy, right?
I'm a Mizzou guy. Look, I love all of the institutions of higher education in the state of Missouri. Bear down.
You can tell it's election day.
Got some friends in Southwest Missouri that rep Missouri State. I'm proud of them. I'm a Mizzou guy, Mizzou grad, undergrad, law school.
There's no way you can go to law school at Missouri State, at least not yet. Although the Cliff Smart School of Law does sound pretty cool. That might be what would tip Gussie's scale. But just looking at it, it was a unique race. I mean, I've never seen in my life, what was it, $15, $16 million, almost all of it from outside Missouri come in and just came right at you. I know, I always do the word blunt thing. I'd rather be one than the other. Which one would you rather be? I think I'd rather be you. At some points in this, it had to be a little daunting. Every day you check those Missouri Ethics Commission, you're seeing $1 million from Washington, $1.5 million from New York. At some point in this, you're like, my God, how do you hold up?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge for sure, but you don't take on these kinds of tasks lightly. You don't take on a job like this without expecting there to be some of that. Look,
did you expect that much? I thought it'd be like $8 to $10 million. I never would have thought $16 million.
At the end of the day, there is nothing that's going to happen on the campaign trail that's going to come close to the worst days I saw serving in Iraq, leading soldiers in combat. And so I feel like I'm well prepared for this kind of thing and just got to hang in the saddle and keep fighting the good fight.
At the end of the day, when I look back on this campaign, one, I think, your backstory narrative is an impressive one. If you were running against you'd think, well, that's an impressive story. I do think, though, as much money as they spent, I don't think they ever really told Missourians a reason why they should fire a war hero. And I think that might be at the end of the day, with all that East Coast money, just never really come up with a narrative of what have you done wrong again?
Yeah, and look, I don't consider myself a hero. Just a guy that anytime I've had a challenge, had a job to do, I try to do the job the best way I can. This is the show me state and results matter. And I'd rather get to work and notch wins and put wins on the board than do talking. And I did that in the Army, did that in law school, did that as an armed guard when I worked as an armed guard in a courthouse in St. Louis. Did it as a prosecutor and did it at the governor's office. And I feel like I've done it for the last 18 months at the attorney general's office.
So tell me this: where you gonna be tonight?
We'll be in Columbia tonight. I got some friends coming up. I've got a couple meetings left today. Going to make some phone calls, and then we'll be in Columbia tonight to watch the results come in and praying for positive results.
Yeah, it's hot out there, but thus far I've seen turnout high. But it might be that if you were going to vote today, you might have went early because you know how hot it was going to be.
Yeah, I've been getting texts and calls from people for the past week saying that they were excited to get out and cast their ballot, and that the follow-up is always that not only that they and their families have voted for me, but they're calling 3 of their neighbors and friends and getting them to turn out as well. So we feel like we've got a good turnout to vote grassroots movement behind us, and just excited and again humbled to have that kind of support.
Attorney General Andrew Bradley, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott.
We will see you. The countdown is on. Less than 8 hours away. Polls close at 7. Election night, Missouri kicks